Good morning. Good morning. Give me just a moment to get everything going. I'm so glad to be here with you this morning. Ah, April, nice and fresh, lots of pollen, beautiful weather. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it's a little overcast here today. We're expecting some rain, but it's very well needed with all the pollen that we've got to kind of clear everything out. So give me just a moment to get everything situated and pull this up on my phone. Everything out. All right, where are we? Good morning. Good morning. As you get here, make sure you say hello and let me know that you're here. Whoop. Doggone it, I lost it. Where is it at? There we go. All right. So I'm super glad to be here with you. And one the affirmation is, good morning, Sean. Great to have you here. Yes, happy Wednesday. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning. Great to have you here. It's interesting. I have had a little bit of an interesting morning, and I'm just going to share. Sometimes we do things and anyway, I'll just let you know. So I'm going to be a little vulnerable here for a moment, but I have this certification that my friend Christine and I were wanting to participate in. And so I'd gotten the email, done the application, and I got another email. And when I got it, I was busy creating videos and stuff for YouTube and different things, right? And I had a to-do list like crazy, and I had programs that I was running and working on. So I had a lot on my plate. Sounds like an amazing excuse, right? So anyway, when I looked at the email that I got, and you were supposed to schedule a call, and it looked like I was supposed to go to this website and do something. And so I thought, well, I'll probably have to do that before I schedule the call. So I tried to get on it and I couldn't get the link to work. And so I thought, well, I'll star this and I'll come back because I was busy, right? And so I started, and then all of a sudden yesterday, I thought, have I completed that thing? I can't remember. So I went back and looked, and they had emailed me and said, well, here's the proper link. And so go ahead and take a look at it. But then the end of it was, we've already got this cohort set for. Good morning, Lynn. Good morning. We've already got this cohort set for this session. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I go and I look back at it, and I was supposed to go ahead and schedule the call. The deadline was the 31st, and I was just doing a lot of multitasking, right? So I didn't catch that part. So I may have missed out on this amazing opportunity to get this certification. And so this morning I was thinking about it, and I thought, okay, well, if it's meant for me to do this, it'll all work out, right? If it's not meant for me, then something else better is around the corner, right? Or right outside the door, or right in the hallway. So I went ahead and reached out again to say, I apologize for not getting this done in this time frame. I would still love to have this call so that I can be part of this certification. My friend Christine and I were hoping to be able to do this thing together and partner up in the end. So I told them what my idea was. And so we shall see. But it was very humbling, I guess is the word, to suddenly realize that because I was multitasking, I didn't see the little nuances of that email that I would have seen had I not been multitasking. So however this ends up, whether it ends up I get have the conversation and get set, or I miss out on this opportunity, whichever way this goes, it is an amazing reminder of when something's important to you, you give it your full undivided attention in the moment that you're working on it. Doesn't mean you can't have a lot of other things going on. It means give it your undivided attention. So I just wanted to share that. It's a very, like I said, humbling experience to be so excited about this opportunity. And then because of my own neglect of being focused on it, I might have missed out. But let's just envision that everything works out exactly the way it's supposed to be. So I'm just kind of letting it go. And I did my due diligence with sending the email, and we'll see from there. But just kind of had to get that off my chest. All right, so hold on a second. Let me grab our affirmation for today. Oh, heaven's sakes. Give me another second. I hit the wrong button. One day of not doing this, and I lost my mojo. Hold on. Let me load it back in again. So how are you guys doing today? Copy, delete. There we go. All right. So our affirmation for today is, I am ready and willing to become the best version of myself. I release resistance. Oh, you're sick? Carrie, you were sick not too long ago, or maybe it just seems like that to me. But I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better, and I hope it's nothing serious. All right, so I release resistance, embrace growth, and show up fully for the life I'm meant to live. Now, you can see from my story as we started why this one is important to me, because that wasn't the best version of me, to not pay attention to the nuances of everything in that email, right? Would my $1 million version of me skimmed it and put a star on it and set it to the side? Hell no, right? So really, it's important to me right now to be stepping into this best version of me. And that was not it. So what do you think about this one? I am ready, because you can be ready and not willing, right? But I'm ready and willing to become the best version of me, the best I can be. So I release the resistance, embrace the growth, and then this is the kicker. I show up fully for the life I'm meant to live. Not for the one that I've had, but the one I'm meant to live. Any thoughts, guys? Come on. Come on. Let me have a sip of my coffee. My go juice for the morning. I would love to hear. Let's see what's happening over here. Are you feeling the I am ready and willing? Perfect timing. Okay, good, Carrie. Good. All right. So let this be your grounding reminder today that you're not waiting for the perfect moment. You are the perfect moment. It's like I was messaging with Christine this morning when I realized I had dropped the anchor. I dropped the task, the boat. I dropped the whole friggin' thing, right? And by multitasking and not completing what I needed to complete, and how I was feeling about it and everything. We were messaging back and forth, and I told her, I said, well, there's a reason why this happened, because maybe it is everything will work out for this certification and I'll be able to do it and I'll be even more laser focused in the actual program. Or maybe it means that there's something else in my world that I'm kind of skimming on and not completing. Maybe because there's always a lesson in everything, right? Things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So even though I did tap into that this morning of like despair, oh my gosh, it's all my fault. I didn't do it. So I was going through the whole thing, diving down into the rabbit hole of I shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's what we do, right? And then it was like, and I will be honest, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, when I first got the notification, I thought, how dare she not let me do this on the 1st when the deadline was the 31st? It's just one day. And then I had to sit back and think, well, what are boundaries for, right? We have boundaries. And if we don't stay true to our boundaries, then what do we have? So that was a really good lesson for me on boundaries, right? And then the lesson for me was when you are excited about something, you do exactly what you're supposed to do. When that message came, I should have taken care of it right then and there. And I would have had more than enough time to decipher what I needed to do. But that's not what I did because I was busy with other things. I started and set it to the side. But that's not me showing up fully for the life I'm meant to live. And so all of this is a tremendous in your face reminder of being inside this future version of yourself and living like that, right? So let me go ahead and grab the journal prompt for you. Let's see. Let me take this off, make sure it shows up. Let's see, it may not all go in there. Oh, it did. Oh, all right. So our journal prompt for today is describe the best version of you. What are 3 qualities that they embody? One of the qualities is they do the things when they show up, right? What 3 habits do they practice consistently? Being focused on the one thing at a time, being open, right? And then what is one thing you can do right now to start showing up as that version today? So I feel like I did that this morning by not saying, oh man, I missed the boat. I'm so sorry. Wah. I actually did an email and sent it to her. And I said, I apologize for this. Is there any way that we can still have that conversation so I can be part of this certification? So to me, that was stepping into that version of me today, because the $1 million version of me would definitely not say, oh, woe's me. I didn't do it in the right time. I'll just do it again later. Right? So how do you feel? What is one thing you can do today to step into your best version of you? Now, I know, Lynn, you're probably at work as you're watching this, so you may not be able to respond. But if you're still here, Sean and Carrie, definitely pipe in and give me some thoughts. Have you thought much about what the best version of you is? I've done in the different programs that I work that I have, from the Rewrite Your Money Story to the Mining Your Acres of Diamonds, even in the Hustle and Flow, all those programs, there's a version of me that is different, right? And so have you even thought of what the best version of you does in a day? What are the kind of thoughts and feelings that they have about their day? When they wake up, what is it that they say? Is it, oh my gosh, the clock just went off, I got to get up? Or is it, let me pop up and get started? What is the first thoughts of the day? And then when it comes to doing your business, your work, what are those thoughts? And what are the thoughts of how you want to live your life? What is that best version? My best self is when working with clients and seeing them succeed. Yes, yes. So how do you show up? I knew what it meant. You know how we do, we fill in the letters, right, Carrie? So, what do you think when you wake up in the morning as this best self that's working with clients and seeing them succeed? What is that feeling? What are the first thoughts that you have in your day as this best version? Because it's important. So when you do this journal prompt, you're going to do a lot of inner work on this. So let me go back to the affirmation. Our affirmation for today, and remember, put that on your index card, the screensaver on your phone, your sticky notes, put it somewhere else, somewhere that you're going to see it today, right? I am ready and willing to become the best version of myself. I release resistance, embrace growth, and show up fully for the life I'm meant to live. Doesn't that feel good? All right. So, self-confident. That is self-confidence good, but what are the words that you say or the thing that you think when you first wake up? So you don't wake up and think, I'm self-confident. What is it that you're thinking about your day? That when you wake up as this self-confident person who is working with clients and seeing them succeed, what are your first thoughts when you wake up in the morning? Think about that one for a few minutes. So with this, as I always say, get your affirmation, get your journal out, your notebook out, put the date, the affirmation, and the journal prompt, and then set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes. But before you start that timer, you're going to say your affirmation and your journal prompt out loud with feeling. And then you're going to hit the timer. You're going to close your eyes and you're just going to focus on your breath. And if you need to, one of the things that helps me a lot of times is I put my hands on my heart and I just breathe in and breathe out. And so you're just focusing on your breath. You're not going through a mantra of all the things that these words that are here. You're not doing that. Your subconscious mind already knows what those are. So you just focus on your breath. And when the chatter begins, you go back to your breath. And you do that for your time allotted, 10 or 15 minutes. When the timer goes off, then you get out your pen or your pencil and you just start writing whatever shows up, the first thought that pops in your mind. And you write it out. What is the best version of you? Describe it. So what are the 3 qualities they have? What are 3 habits that they do and practice consistently? And then what is one thing you can do right now to start showing up as that version today? And Carrie, to help you out a little bit, because I'm not calling you out. I mean, you're doing great. I just want to make sure you're tapping into it a little bit deeper. So my best version of myself, when I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh yes, I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to fuel my body today. And I'm super excited that I get to do all the things that I have to accomplish today. And it's like coming at it from a different place. And so right now, that's what I think is the best version of me. Now that can change over time, right? Yeah. So really tap in, if you're sitting there and you're envisioning this best version of you. Now, let's just say it's 6 months out, that this version of you, that you learn so much in these 6 months that you're tapping in and you're as affluent at that point as you want to be. Your business is what you want to be. Now, 6 months may be it may be 3 months, it may be a year. I have no idea. Nobody really does at this point, right? The thing is that you envision and embody it, And then as you do that, that will bring it closer to whatever it is. Hold on a second. I got a hair or something on my eyelash. Maybe it's one of my hairs there. Um, but the thing is that when you really envision who that person is, how they wake up. I've actually done a process with some of my clients where I have them write out like they're writing a story. And as if they're telling, let's say you've got someone that lives in another country and you're writing a letter to them, like that happens anymore. It'd be an email, but you could write an email, right? But you say, oh my gosh, today was the most amazing day. When I woke up, I felt like this. And then as the day progressed, this happened, this happened, this happened. And when it did, I was feeling this. You write a story out as that best version of yourself, all the way up to the point where, and then when I went to bed, I was feeling like this. And I embraced my day because it was so amazing. And I know tomorrow will be even better. Now, it takes some time to work through that. And when I've done that, and when I've done that with clients, it doesn't come out the best the very first time. You do it several times so that you can tweak it. And you want to be telling the story like you're feeling someone in on your day with as much detail as possible and as much feeling as possible. So it's not just, well, then I had breakfast. If you're working on being healthier, you're going to tell what that breakfast is and how that breakfast tasted and felt and how it nourished your body. But you're going to be, this one day letter can be several pages because you want to get as much out of yourself as what you really think and want your future self to be. And you might even talk about, so if prosperity and your finances are something you're wanting really, really to expand on, then you might even include in there. And I got this ping on my phone that I wasn't expecting, that where this person that I had talked to decided to buy my program. And suddenly I had this money in my account that I wasn't expecting. And I'm so excited about working with this person and helping them, right? So you put in as much detail as possible. And like I said, you may rewrite this over and over again. But man, oh man, when as detailed as you can get. Now, let me say, one time when I did this, at that time, my children were a little bit younger. Now they're adults, and they live on their own. Well, my daughter she and I are roommates, but right. Anyway, so I used to, when I would envision this, it would be that I would envision my house, and I would walk into the house and I describe the surroundings about the house. And one of the things that was the coolest thing about this house, I still don't live in the house, but my idea of what I want has changed, right? So at that time, I would even describe this wall of windows and how I could look out those windows and I could see the pool and I could see both my kids out there playing and having fun. They had friends over and they were jumping in the water and they were laughing and they were playing music. And it made me feel so good to watch them out there having a good time in the pool. And, and then I had a chef, and the chef would come in and create all these really cool snacks for the kids, and we'd take them out. And so I went through a really detailed story about it, right? And like I said, I don't have that house, but if I had stayed with that vision, I might have that house now, but I don't know that that's the house that I want now. And so sometimes you tweak it as you go, because I changed that house and what I would see in it and the person I would be. And I did one where I had a house on the beach, and I know you do, Carrie, but it was a private beach, and we were able to sit out on the patio. And I always have a chef in these visions that would cook the food, so I didn't have to. And but what do you really want this best self to be? Dive into it and explore it. as much as possible. And then not only the outer representation, but who are you inside? That's what the three qualities they embody, right? Let me look back at my notes. What was that? Was something else that I had said about that? Okay. So the three qualities and the three habits, right? So, bonus, no overthinking, no delaying, just one bold step towards your best self. The bonus is if you share it with someone else and celebrate it tonight or today, you could go into the group, in the stand up and stand out group, and you could share what were the one thing that you're going to start doing right now to show up as your best version of yourself, or share it in the comments here. Because writing this out in as much detail as possible and sharing at least one thing about it helps it to be magnetically drawn to you. And the more you tweak the story of you, the best version of you, the easier it is to step into it. And you actually compress the time it would take to get there. Because without this, writing all this out, you're just kind of searching. It's like you're in the woods and you're trying to find the right path. You're lost in the woods, right? Your compass isn't working right. And you see a path and you take it, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm back where I started. But by doing all of this, you're giving yourself a compass. You're giving yourself a way, a vision, a step-by-step path to go on. Now, it doesn't mean you do it all alone. You can have help, get help from one of your friends, or if you need help from me, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. And I'm telling you, if you've got this written out and you want to see how can I make this come about faster, what is the first thing I need to do, and you're not sure, definitely reach out and let's have a conversation, because I promise you, we can get you on the path to start. And then you can decide if you need more help than that. And then I'm more than happy to help with that too. Because I'm telling you, if you want to have the life that you dream of, you can't do it right here without moving. And remember, the only thing in life that is constant is change. So we're either changing with our compass and moving in the direction of where we choose to be, or we're sliding backwards into old habits, old patterns, and the old life. So you have to decide, what is it that you really, really want? Yeah, so true. So definitely, like I said, anybody that's watching this live, thank you for being here. Or if you're watching the replay, do this exercise, because it will change your life if you are willing to let it. That's why the affirmation is, I'm ready and willing, because you may be ready. You're on the precipice. I never say that word right. You're on the verge of being there, of knowing, but you just can't seem to get outside of where you currently are. This is going to make a big difference for you. It does for me, and I know it will for you too. So all you have to do is decide, I am not only ready, but I am willing to be the best version of me. I had a group at one point that I ran. It's not active anymore, but it was called I Am Ready and Willing to Change, because most of the time we want to change. We'd really like to change, but change is uncomfortable sometimes. It might require a little bit more of us. But are you ready and willing? And I am. That's why when this happened this morning with this email, when I got it, it was like, time to wake up, sister. And I'm stepping in to the best version of myself more and more every second of every day. And I want that for you too. All right. So I've got to get on to the rest of my task for the day, and I'm showing up as the best version of me, I promise you. And so I'll keep you posted. When I get the email from this woman, it's either a yes, let's go ahead and have a conversation, or it's no, you'll have to wait till next time. And I'm going to be okay either way, because I know if it doesn't work out for this time, it just means something's better right here that I don't see at the current moment. All right. You're welcome, Carrie. You're welcome, Carrie. Great to have you here. And please, please feel better. Get more rest. Take care of yourself, girl. All right. So be open to the best version of you. And I can't wait to hear your story. And I will see you Friday. I may see you tomorrow. I'm not making any promises. I had really intended to pop in yesterday and do a little quick live, but then I had a lot of things that I was doing and I got in the zone, and so I didn't do it. And that's the thing that I wanted to change my schedule for, to allow. And so I will see you on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Mwah.